Well, we have 333 today. Lesson 333. Trinity. Forgiveness ends the dream of conflict here. Forgiveness ends the dream of conflict here. Very helpful. We keep having those lessons going into forgiveness. Every day now it's been about forgiveness. It's beautiful. It feels like it's a deep cleanse.
Forgiveness ends the dream of conflict here. Conflict must be resolved. It cannot be evaded, set aside, denied, disguised, seen somewhere else, called by another name, or hidden by deceit of any kind, if it would be escaped. It must be seen exactly as it is, where it is thought to be, in the reality which has been given it, and with the purpose that the mind accorded it. For only then are its defenses lifted, and the truth can shine upon it as it disappears.
That is so clarifying. Of course, we need to see the picture, that the unforgiveness painted, see it completely and look at it completely where it is. Father, forgiveness is the light you chose to shine away all conflict and all doubt, and light the way for our return to you. No light but this can end our evil dream. No light but this can save the world. For this alone will never fail in anything, being your gift to your beloved Son. I'll read that again. Wait for Christian. Father, forgiveness is the light you chose to shine away all conflict and all doubt, and light the way for our return to you. No light but this can end our evil dream. No light but this can save the world. For this alone will never fail in anything, being your gift to your beloved Son. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is the key to peace. It's the key to end all conflict and all doubt, and light the way for our return home. Forgiveness of everything, anything and everything. And it comes down to the judgmental mind. Judgmental mind that can seem to be very active, judging everything, evaluating everything, thinking it knows, labeling concepts and appearances. So when we forgive the judgmental mind, we forgive everything. We let go of judgment. So with the ego wants to avoid forgiveness. The ego wants to avoid looking exactly at the problem where it is set, where the mind made up the problem. The ego doesn't want to look there. But that's what we must do. if we want to forgive. So little willingness again is what we need to see. To release the conflict in the mind. And we can master that. It's in us. Barret was reminding me this morning of the piece just in the trust section of the manual for teachers. And I love this. He's saying the teacher of God have trust in the world because they have learned it is not governed by the laws the world made up. The teachers of God have trust in the world because they've learned it is not governed by the laws the world made up. So all the fear and all the mistrust in this outside world, it's just because we've tried to rely on the world. But when we learned that the world is not governed by the laws that the ego made up or that the world made up, then we have trust in the world because it's governed by God. There is no power but God's. That's why we need to look at our judgments. And that's why we can release all our fears and conclusions about anything, really. Isn't that lovely? It is this power that keeps all things safe. It is through this power that the teachers of God look on a forgiven world. This power is in them, but not of them. This power that is of God is in our minds. We didn't make it. That's the beauty of this. This is the introduction to the development of trust, where it's described the process that we go through to come to this point of trusting that God's power governs all things. It's a lot about letting go in that section, the development of trust. A lot. But it's concluded that it's the letting go of sacrifice, of the belief in sacrifice, not really about the things we believe we let go of. Even the idea that where you thought something was going to be taken from you, or where you anticipated, I think there's grief. There you find a happy lightheartedness instead. And when you thought something was asked of you, you find a gift bestowed on you instead. I think it's fun to learn this thought system, the Spirit's thought system. It's just goodness all around. Do we have any shares today? Christian?
Always the same game. I just want to thank you for reflecting this trust. If I see you, I feel that trust in me also. You reflecting that. And I'm so thankful for that.
It's beautiful.
It's what I need most.
Mm.
I feel that.
The reflection.
Yeah, to see you as a showing this trust for me. I can feel this trust.
Mm.
I'm thankful for that.
Mm.
So that's what I want to say.
Mm.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, when we are open to the reflection of truth in us, we see it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. so precious. We have Åsa and then Solveig, I think.
Yeah, I also want to say thank you because I feel so good all the time. Oh, it's just so lovely for no reason, you know. I know there. It's because the time and interest and effort I put into this, and yeah, it's just so beautiful, and I think there's so many signs and miracles, and yeah, I just feel so good, and I had a big news coming. It's stories of this world, you know. Adam's insurance company is not the taking away him from the insurance. They say no, he's not sick. so it was a decision coming from them, and I opened it and I saw it, and I just decided, no, I'm not gonna get upset about it, you know. I'm not gonna hurt myself because I'm not hurting them. That I would like to hurt them, I must admit that, but I don't want to hurt myself. So but I judged, you know. I wasn't free from judging, but I didn't get upset, and yeah. So even though things are sort of coming my way, it's and I still don't sleep the whole night, but yeah. But I feel so good.
Yeah.
It's so lovely. And I also want to say that when you read this lesson, I could see myself, my judging thoughts much more clearly. You know, I judge this and that. It doesn't mean I go as far as to get upset about it, but I still judge, you know.
Thinking we know is judgment.
Yes,
Even
because
thinking
when I thought about my boss or my colleague, and I said, "Oh, I'd like to forgive them," and then I heard, "No, I don't. They did wrong to me, so I know."
Yeah,
I think,
and this is how you hurt yourself. Actually,
Yeah.
is when you have some attack thoughts. So
Yeah.
even the thoughts about Adam's insurance company, that, you know, to allow your feelings, allow your anger to move through. Because if we have any attack thought or judgment, we cannot be really truly happy.
No.
You know.
And underneath the anger, there's sadness, you know, because that came up also when I thought about them. That, you know, there's a sadness about it. And that's, at least that feels softer than the judgment. But I guess it's still judgment. Yeah. So I really want to put that out there on the altar.
Yeah.
I can see in how many places I do judge.
Yeah. Sometimes we may feel powerless, you know. The teacher of God feels safe because he realizes everything in the world is governed by the power of God. But if we feel powerless in anything, you know, there is still some beliefs there. So to really challenge the Holy Spirit, you can challenge the Holy Spirit in this. You can say, really, really show me the healing in this, the helpfulness in this, or show me my next step in this, or, you know, show me what I need to see.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, and I just like you said, Jenny, I think it's a fun journey actually to get to see how many how many things there is to learn actually, you know.
Yeah.
I even have fun, you know, when you said show me, and I go, show me the money. In my head. Show me the money. So yeah, it's a beautiful process to just be here with all of you guys, and with this teaching and with this other thing that I do. It's just a blessing.
Yeah, to be able to be playful on the way. Yeah. Beautiful.
So apart from seeing, apart from putting it out there, just noticing, I guess, you know, noticing when it goes on. And because if I see that, if I'm in the middle of judging, I am believing I'm right. So then I'm sort of blind. But if I see that I judge and see that I believe that this is wrong, basically it comes down to everything that I watch is not supposed to be happening. I'm telling life itself that I know better what should be happening. I'm sort of really taking on the role of knowing and believing I know what is the right way. And no wonder it gets painful.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't even know what money is for.
We don't even know what
money is for. If it is good or bad to have that insurance money, or don't know.
No. Thank you. And on a really good day, I can even say they're right. He's not sick.
Mhm.
I mean, I know that perspective, but that's not of the world. So, yeah,
Right.
but still. Well, thank you so much. It's so great to be able to, with not getting judged, just put all this out there. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it is fantastic. It is fantastic to trust God no matter what, and then walk step by step in that trust.
Mm.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you, Åsa. It's so late. I think you waved anyway.
Yeah, I think I did too. Feels like I just like to share the experience I have at the moment, and it kind of started with that joy around Christmas that suddenly showed up for me again. I shared about last week.
The what?
What?
What word did you use? The what?
The joy around Christmas.
Joy. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. And it's like, you know, and this lesson about conflicts is just somehow just shows even more because of the seemingly intense conflicts that's going on between me and Peter at the moment. And it's the experience I have is just like this. I lit a candle this morning. It's right there. It's like this. It feels like this tiny little flame that have been lit. And suddenly I can see that the only thing I have to do is to nourish this little flame. And you know, every time all the things, all the conflicts, everything, and my snowballs come in, and it's just to gently take all it feels like leaves or something that's it's just on top of that flame, so I can't see it anymore and I can't feel it, and just keep making just a little space, you know. It doesn't need that much space, just a little space. And then it just somehow feels like that's the only purpose for me right now. Nothing else matters.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this, I think, Barret, you said this about just looking at it and allowing it and not thinking that it had to be informed, because I was like, am I going back to Denmark for Christmas? Because that's where I've had all my Christmases. Is that something I have to experience at the Christmas there? And I was really in doubt. And then for the first time, because before I shared, I was actually looking at flights and it was so heavy and it didn't feel good. After I shared, I suddenly had this lightness. And I remembered you, two of you, talking about when you were going to Sweden and suddenly not going to Sweden. You just tried things out and said, no, it's not it. And that just felt like it, you know, and I just looked and said, no,
I don't think I would agree.
But what?
Yeah. Well, we didn't just try things out. We listened and followed, and we took the steps, and then the whole
Yeah.
guidance seemed to change, you know. Yeah.
Yes. And it did for me too, because then I was like, just looking, I was like, no, this is not it, you know, way too expensive, and I just didn't feel like it. And suddenly something shifted, and then something else come up, and then I'm actually looking at something right now, and I managed to share that with Peter yesterday, because I just felt, no, the guidance was not to book anything, but to speak. And I think that's where it is right now. And I have a feeling that I am to speak about this. It's a possibility for like 3 days or something, not in Christmas, but another time. And it feels joyful, and there's joy around it. And but it's just this, just feeling into it. And I might even ask if I can join with you about it at some point here. Just to see what is the steps in it, not to see an outcome, but to feel the joy around the steps. Yeah. And I feel joy around taking steps, and even just sharing, because I had so much fear of just sitting and saying to Peter, okay, I need to speak with you about this, I need to. Yeah, it's really good.
Beautiful.
Love to share that. Thank you.
Yeah. Stay with the flame and take the step. Yeah.
And what you said to me when I started this, and it feels really like a lot of different steps taken after the session where you, Barret, said this back to me. It was so helpful. Just to see, no, this is about steps. This is about this little flame. This is about joy. That's the only focus I need to have. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I have this, I think it's DAD, nothing else matters. The song. Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vanessa.
I think I'm feeling so bad and so much guilt and belief that's more difficult to be happy in this cold and dark place. And I'm sorry, guys from Denmark, but oh gosh, where is the sun? Because I'll tell you, 4 o'clock it starts to be dark, and then I get, whoa, I start to feel falling asleep. Then I said, oh wow, it's 6 o'clock now. Oh Jesus. And then it's like I look at outside, there's no sun, and and I feel really guilt because I've been asking for help. Jesus, yesterday I was sat there, and then I was thinking, because Jonas we are in a new house now, in his friend's house. Then he went to Copenhagen for a job interview. And then I came first. And then I was there and trying to pray, but I was like depressed. And then I was feeling, Jesus, what's going on with me? And then the neighbor, they came here to welcome me. And then the guy said, oh, maybe because you're from Brazil, you need some vitamin. Otherwise, you're going to be depressed. And then I said, Jesus. I felt Jesus taking care of me. I said, oh, even my beliefs, Jesus is, okay, maybe you are going depressed because the color of your skin. Anyway. But maybe I want to hear from you. It's possible to feel happy in this dark and cold place. Yeah.
You're not even as far north as Åsa is. Oh. Yeah. You're used to having the sun all the time. You're used to being near the equator, right?
Yeah.
So it's very different. Yeah.
And even when you left Brazil, you came to Spain, very sunny.
Yeah.
Well, it's sweet. Jesus does take care of you, sending in the neighbor with some vitamins.
Yeah. He brought me a pot of all for you. One per day.
Sweet. The sun in a pill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're with you as you go through this phase of your life. Yeah. Yeah, I remember growing up in Sweden, there was sun maybe 2-3 hours a day in the winter, in the darkest time. It was very dark. Yeah.
I feel good just to share.
Yeah. Yeah, we keep the inner light, Vanessa. We join in the inner light, in the brightest light. And it's much brighter than the sunlight and stronger. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, the light is coming.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Enjoy the sun. For me, doesn't matter the body, isn't which body is taking sun, just we are the same one. Then enjoy the sun for me. I can receive from you.
Right to you. Yeah, I am one self united with my creator. Yeah, I cannot be deprived. Only in dreams. So a gentle looking at this dream.
And if you can't put yourself in the sun, then someone will come by and move your head right in there for you.
Awesome.
Just a practical question. This piece, handledning för lärare.
Yeah.
Handbook for teachers, I guess. Handbook.
Yeah, manual for teachers. It's
manual.
called.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No handbook. Will we ever read that together? It's the text in there is just.
Yeah, I'm open. I mean, we read bits and pieces now and then, but you would like a series of sessions where we go through
Oh,
the
yes.
handbook for teachers. Okay.
Yes.
We'll take that to prayer.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really good. Do we do that? Anna, you want that too? Yeah. Did you have something, Anna? No? Okay. Anybody else?
Oh gosh, there's a fear in me. But yeah, it feels like there's one thing after another happening at the moment, and you know, it felt like, yeah, I'm in the midst of removing a chunk of something, and I've felt some anger at something that triggers me, and yeah, really feeling into this anger and what's come up for me, what's underneath the anger, you know, because I went through, yeah, what's happened in my childhood, and it's around this feeling of exclusion. But, you know, when the anger comes up, it's like I've identified with some kind of monster. You know, this is a monster and it's me. And looking at the rules for decision and the trust, it's like, okay, it's possible that I don't have to hold on to this belief. You know, this I really want to place on the altar, and you know, the trigger. It's like it's so automatic. This feeling of like, oh, there it is again, kind of thing. And it's like, no, I just want to release what's underneath it. This sense of like, if I have any anger whatsoever, I can't look at what's underneath because I'm so frightened of the anger. I don't know if this is exactly how it is, but I'm just, yeah, just in touch with that. And know that, yeah, in order to have a joyful day, it's like, I can't keep carrying this belief around with me. It's like, and that felt, you know, in the meditation, it was like sinking into what's really going on here. Yeah. I can't even find words really, but I just know that, yeah, I want to accept myself and my brother, you know, and see this as just something that's played out my whole life, it seems. And now it's time to just lay it down.
Yeah. Yeah. It does feel like sort of a belief in powerlessness.
Yeah, you mentioned that before, I think, with also, and it's like, yeah, that belief that I can't do anything about this, and that's not true. That power that you mentioned earlier, it's there, it's in us. And that's what I felt like I was tapping into, you know. It's like, no, this doesn't have to be. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd say the monster comes up when you believe there is powerlessness.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely, it does. Yeah, I can see it. I just got a flash of it there. It's like, I'm powerless, and it feels so automatic. It's like, no, I can see it, so I can start to keep releasing it if it comes up. I'd like to just cut it off at the roots and pull it up and throw it away.
But that's kind of what you're doing when you look underneath the anger. Yeah. Taking care of the roots of it. Removing them.
But I'm just, yeah, I really related to Christine share, you know, about the gratitude and the way they held him. Yeah, it's like forever, you know, part of the identity. Wow. So thank you. Thank you with all of my heart.
Thank you, Anne.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Our internet is a little unstable. It's bravery to take steps. It's such bravery to be so willing to face everything in the mind. Yeah. Beautiful.
It's like the bravery of going in to see a horror movie in a movie theater, because things you see are not going to be pretty. But on some level, you really know none of it is happening. And so you can't really be affected by what's showing up on the screen. The monster is not real. It's not true.
Yeah, and it's about this past. Like in the past, it seemed like you needed it. You know, it seemed real, and you developed this pattern of, or this monster, this fear and this anger. But so it's so beautiful to feel held, because now you feel safe enough to let it go. Like you can question it. That's the beauty of this, when we have the mighty companions and we see the reflection of trust, we can allow anything to be released. And it can go quick, like you're doing, Anne. You're taking one big chunk a day of a different kind, it seems. I love it.
You just hear the donkey in the valley cheering you on.
Wonderful. Yeah, it feels like real practical application of this lesson. Forgiveness ends the dream of conflict here. This hour and 15 minutes we spent together has been all about this practical application of this lesson. Time well spent. So thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. Love you all.
Yeah, love you.
Bye-bye.